a little different than me and Brian. She's a little prettier.
I don't have quite as many tattoos either. How are you guys doing today? Yeah. Everybody go to the party last night? Yeah. You were gonna ask, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that was definitely a clearly been out the night before whoop whoop. That was like all right, so here we are. Yet again, any questions? Any? Do you know any jokes? Any good ones?
Give me a minute.
Thomas, tell us about the tattoos.
Yeah, she wanted to ask me that yesterday. Okay. I'll do them in the order I got them. These are my three heritage lines are Welsh, Dutch, and Irish. So this is Dutch for wisdom, Irish for faith, and Welsh for strength. It's kind of like we're supposed to be kind of compass. I don't know. I thought I was a hippie or something at the time. That's my zodiac planet, Saturn. This means the world spins in French, which was a quote that I'd heard from a priest in France when I was very young, my parents. This one's kind of big. This is a spear. This is an anchor. This is a house. And this is a sailboat. To kind of fight for what you believe in and to not go too crazy, to never forget where you come from, and to always discover new things. They go round and round. This is a wolf. Yeah. Dad. And then I have ones on my ankles that are for my dad, but I'm not going to bother to do that. Then I have the ones on my chest, which are 60mm cameras that look like guns. It's supposed to be a little trick. Because my joke is that if you see me from a distance, you'll think I'm gangster for guns, but then you get close up and you realize I'm a big geek. Big film nerd. Anyway, yes, I think that's all of them. Oh no, there's that one. Never mind. Good way to start the day.
Good morning. Well, Thomas, yesterday we saw your video. Actually, it was shown on screen here.
Which video?
The music video.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
So can you tell us a little bit about how it was made and so on? And I like the music, by the way.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've never actually talked about that. And I actually made it near shooting the end of second season. Funnily enough, I actually think it was shot a week before we did our big scene, the big long speech, which is really our only scene.
That's our only scene
in the series.
In like 8 months that I was there.
We just kind of passed each other on the lot.
Peace.
Yeah, so the music video was, as usual, it was funded by myself, and it was a lot of favors, and it's inspired by a cult sci-fi film from the 80s called Liquid Sky. It's sort of this, I don't know if anyone in here has heard of it or seen it. It's kind of this, based in New York, really crazy, trippy movie that was sort of this ultra-modern, glam, androgynous film, and there's a woman in it who's plays a male model and a female model. She plays two roles, and they all wear this kind of, the blacklight UV, glow-in-the-dark paint, which I'd always kind of just been interested in. I'd seen the movie many, many years before. And the lyrics in the first verse are actually the speech that she gives at the end of the film, with a few tweaks here and there. And so we shot it in a soundstage in downtown LA, and we had an 18-hour day of building the set because it was just a big empty room, and we had a ridiculous amount. We had hundreds and hundreds of black lights because in order for the UV to show up on the camera that we were shooting on, which was the EX3, because it had good slow motion rate for the paint flying, you have to really blast it with blacklight, otherwise it just doesn't show up. So we had hundreds and hundreds of bulbs and a pretty big crew. We had an 18-hour setup day, and then the next day we shot the whole video in one day. And the twins in it, and the twin brothers in it, are just friends of mine since I was about 15, and they're actually here in London right now. I saw them last night. Yeah, and then the paint that flies at me was... What? Yeah, it's there. There it is. And the paint that flies at me is actually wall paint, and because it was the only thing that was bright enough, but it hardens really fast. So we threw it on, and we had to. This is cool. We had to wash it off immediately. So I was hosed down with freezing cold water before it stuck. But yeah, it's really cool. I didn't know that you guys were watching this a few years ago now, but yeah, it was, wow, God, people must think I do a lot of drugs, but I don't. It's just images. Sorry, that was a long answer. But there you go.
Thank you very much.
Trippy.
Right. This one's for both of you.
For me? Okay.
Both of you.
Both of us.
Now, Fox has a really bad track with sci-fi shows. They cancelled Sarah Connor, Dollhouse, Firefly, Dark Angel. Do you think that if the show had been on a different network or on a cable show, it might still be going? And also, do you think the way that the TV industry is now, the main networks aren't a good forum for sci-fi shows?
I think that had it been on the Sci-Fi Network, it would probably still be going. In fact, I don't know if you guys know this, but they've actually picked it up to rerun it in the States. What do you think? Do you think it might have survived on Sci-Fi?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, but actually, Brian and I talked about this before. I think that it definitely would have lived longer, but I don't know if we would have had the kind of epic scope for many of the episodes, you know, that we were allowed in the beginning, at least.
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
I.e. the budget.
The budget, yes.
Yeah, well,
Because
yeah, there's always that.
the main networks do bring in a lot of cash, but...
Yeah. Sorry, what was the other part of your question?
Do you think that the way that the TV industry is now in the States, sci-fi shows, that the main networks isn't a good forum for sci-fi shows? Because whenever they pick up one, they just cancel it.
Yeah.
I think that differs from show to show. Terminator, I believe, had the highest debut that year for a scripted show. What happened though, and I know that we spoke about this a couple of times during the meet and greet, was 9 episodes into the first season. Yeah, there was a writer's strike. So that's generally about the time when a show starts to find its legs and really consolidate a loyal fan base. And at that crucial point, production had to go dark. So I think that for Terminator, that was a big part of it. And I don't know about sci-fi shows in general, but I think that one would definitely have sustained had that not happened. What do you think about that, though?
I agree.